Hey there, welcome to episode 7 of this Koala Sampler tutorial series, and in today's episode I just want to talk about bringing in an external audio device of some kind, whether that's like a turntable because you want to sample from vinyl, or whatever it happens to be, anything you can kind of plug in via like the USB. So unfortunately, because of the way I'm recording, my little Behringer that I'm showing you here, I have two of these. They're both currently in use because of the way my setup is at the moment, but they are these little Behringer UCA222 audio interface devices. Really simple. They just have a USB connection on one end and they just have one input and one output, and they are the sort of red and white phono type, which is really useful for like turntables and like mixing DJ equipment. Plenty of other things as well use the sort of red and white connections. And essentially my turntable is plugged into the little USB audio interface, this device here, this Behringer, and then that Behringer is going into my Kingston Nucleum USB-C hub, which I showed you in the hardware video that I use for basically plugging everything in and keeping my iPad charged and stuff. So a really simple connection. If you just wanted to do straight up from vinyl, you can buy those little USB like turntables. You could plug one of those straight in and you wouldn't need this audio device. I have the audio device just because sometimes I might want to plug like an old synthesizer or whatever it is in and sample from that. So having these connections is useful. And as you can see here, pretty cheap at like £14. Probably pick them up secondhand, even cheaper than that. So that's how everything is plugged in. Let's skip over to Koala so I can show you it in use. Now, once we've got something plugged in like this, Koala switches it from the internal mic. So on your iPhone, whatever, iPad, Android phone, it's not going to use the internal microphone anymore. It's going to be picking up from whatever you've got plugged in. Now, in order to listen to what we got plugged in, we need to turn on this headphone icon here. And at the moment, you can see we've got no audio signal, and that's because I'm not sending anything to it. I'm just going to turn it off again for a second, and I'm just going to turn my record player on because I've got something ready to record. And now that you can see that I've started playing the record here, we're getting an audio input signal. And there's a good way of like just setting your volume. This isn't the best meter in terms of reading exact decibel levels or whatever, but it's a good indication that you're getting some level of volume. It doesn't matter if you're getting a lower level because you can normalize the audio inside of like the editing functions and things in here, but just so that you've got something decent coming through. Once that is set up, if we want to listen to that and audition it, as I said, we can hit this headphone icon, so let's listen to what's playing. Some weird like 60s sort of Pink Panther jazz. Anyway, that's what's coming through. So now when we want to record, we go back to the functions that we had before, which were to just simply press a pad, and I want to hold it because I want to record for a little while. Just let that play through. And as I said, if you want to audition this as it's happening, we can turn this on. But it should still be recording either way. So when we stop this, there you can see we've got all of that audio. Now, I don't want to get into the editing functions because that's a separate video. But if we just play this pad, you'll be able to hear the audio that we've captured. Just going to stop that because it's in one-shot mode, so it's just going to play through. But yeah, that's how you bring something in from an external audio source. You want to do some sampling from like actual vinyl and stuff like that, which I do a lot. That's the way you set it up. So again, hope that was useful, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care.